welcome to Challenge Forex. My name is Steve. Join me as I show you how to nail a prop firm challenge with these practice techniques. Now, these are the techniques that I use to practice for taking a prop firm challenge to ensure that I can actually pass before I actually spend the money. Do you know what the actual pass rate for prop firm challenge is? Do you know how many people actually get a payout from prop firm challenges? Let's have a look at some stats. So just doing a search on Google, the prop firm pass rate, we're looking at around about 9 or 10% of participants will actually pass the prop firm challenge. So if this is you, for example, are you willing to buy 10 prop firm challenges just so that you could actually pass one? But depending on your actual trading stats, that could be what you're doing. I personally would rather practice my strategy, and once I know that I can actually earn 10% from my strategy without losing 5% on one particular day or a maximum of 10% overall, then I'm sure I could actually pass a prop firm challenge. And with this one, I'm going to go through my actual setup. I'm using MetaTrader 5, but you can actually use any demo account to actually practice this strategy, whether it's TradingView or MT5 or MaxTrader or anything else. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to look at is setting up my chart for the strategy that I've chosen so that I can actually forward test this strategy using a demo account. So using TradingView is just as easy as any other method, but I will actually be doing my trading with MT5. So I won't give you an instruction on how to set up TradingView, but you know yourself, you can go in there and select some indicators. I'm just going to select a moving average, exponential. It's simple. I'm just going to add 2 moving average indicators. Just to say we want to pick the strategy of a crossover EMA perhaps. So let's have a look at the indicators. Just setting up a simple 9 EMA and a 50 EMA for my trading strategy. And we're having 9 as a pink one and 50 I've got as blue. Just to change the color of my chart, I prefer to use a black background with my chart and red and green candles. So we've now added my indicators for this strategy using the crossover of I decided to make this one, the yellow one at 20 EMA and the blue line is a 50 EMA. So my particular trading strategy I am planning to use for this practice run is a crossover of the EMAs. So simple setup just on TradingView. Now let's have a look at a similar sort of setting on MetaTrader 5, and I will also go through some benefits of using MetaTrader 5, and I prefer to use that one for my practice run. First thing I'm going to do now is to set up a practice demo account that I'm going to be using for this practicing of prop firm challenge. And the rules I'm keeping very simple for the prop firm demo or practice run. We have a target to pass of 10%. We have a maximum loss allowed is 5%. And the maximum overall loss is 10%. So that's our simple rules that we're going to use for this practice run. And now to set up a demo account, first of all, you can use any MT5 or MT4 account to do this, or software platform, to do this. And I have got already installed on my computer an old one from True Forex Funds. They're no longer around, but I still have the software and it's a MetaTrader 5. So using this one, you can open a demo account on MetaQuote's server. So let's see how to do that. Go to Accounts, click on right click, open a new account. Normally I would only have True Proprietary Funds would come up on my list. But what I would do here is do a search for MetaQuote. It's fine, and here we go. We've got MetaQuote software, so we highlight that one, click next, open a demo account, click next, put in your name. I don't think you even need to use a real email address or phone number, but you do need to fill in these fields. And for this test, I'm going to use a $10,000 US dollar, 100 to 1 leveraged. Click on I agree. You do have a few different options here of currencies that you would like to select. So I'm just going with the US dollar because my prop firm challenge is going to be in US dollars as well. So click on next, and here we've got our login details and our demo account has been created and automatically logs us into our new account. So here we've got 10,000 US dollars. And next thing I want to do is set up my currencies that I'm going to be trading on. So I'm actually going to select 28 currencies plus gold. And to do that, you can click on the dollar sign here to bring up the window, or right click and say symbols. I'm clicking for metals, I'm just selecting gold. I've only got that one selected. For Forex, I'm actually going to go through this list and highlight pairs that I'm going to use. So I'm keeping it simple. I'm using the 5 major currencies and their crosses. So we've got US dollar, Swiss franc, Japanese yen. I'm going to pass on this one. Chinese yen, I don't want to do that. I don't want any Russian rubles in here. So I'm going to select everything that's related to these currencies. So New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, Canadian, Swiss franc, Japanese yen. I think that's all. And just go through and select the actual pairs that I'm going to trade. Double clicking on these, or you can click show symbol. It's easy, I think, just to double click. So this is entirely up to you how many pairs you want to trade to test your strategy. For me, this is what I'm looking at. I think that might actually be all of them. And I click OK. Now I need to count these to ensure that I've got all of the pairs that I wanted. So we've got count. I only have 27 here, so I am missing one of my pairs. Let me go through and check which one. Okay, for my pairs, I was actually missing $0. So to sort these in alphabetical order, click on sort, and I'm selected by sector. You can also do by symbol. I think it's probably going to be the same result. I usually like to have gold at the bottom of my list. Okay, needs to all of these into a profile. So the first thing I'm going to do is change from default profile, and I'm going to save as all pairs, and you can call this anything you like for your profile. I'm doing this to load up all pairs, and the next thing is to set up your default template. So at the moment, my default template is just this blank screen with green and red candles on it. So open a chart, this is what would come up. This is not a strategy I'm going to use for my trading. I'm actually going to use 2 Mays, a 9 and a 50, and crossover with sheet candles. So to do that, I need to modify my default template. So let's start with in either right click and hit properties, or you can hit F8 on your screen. And I want to change the candle color to green. Something I'm going to do though is I'm going to make the line chart. Let's see, line chart. I'm going to make this none. And the reason for that is because I'm using Heikin-Ashi candles. I don't want to have these candles on the chart at the same time as my Heikin-Ashi candles. Now let's have a look at what the line chart would look like. So it would just be blank. This is candles, and you can have bars as well. So let's go with the blank screen for starters. Now to find Heikin-Ashi candles, go into indicators, and this one is under, I think it might be under examples. Yes, here it is. So drag that one on. Going to change the colors. The default is blue and red. I want to actually make this a green candle and red. So here we have our candles added for the Heikin-Ashi. Next is average. So this comes under trend, moving average. And the first one I'm going to do, this has already come up by default, the colors that I wanted to use. So 9 EMA, and the color I'm choosing for the 9 is plum, sort of a pinkish color. And add the second EMA, which is 50. I'm going to use Dodger Blue for this one. So now I have my 2 indicators on the chart. This is 9 and 50 EMA. So this will be to use the strategy that I was thinking of for a demo, and give you an example of my trade setup. I'm doing continuation trades only. So what I'm looking for is a setup just like this. So I'll pull back to the EMA, and then a positive candle that closes above the pink EMA with no wick at the bottom. So my entry point in this case would be, there's about a 22 pip stop losses below the swing. So in this case, and going for slightly bigger than 1-to-1. So if I'm going for 1-to-1, I would be going for maybe 25 pips take profit. So this would have been a winner. This one would have been a winner. So all of these would have been winners. The rules are simple. With the pink EMA above the blue, we're looking for long, and the other way around, if the pink EMA is below the blue EMA, we're looking for shorts. And that I have my chart set up. Next thing is to save this as a default template. So right click, go to templates, save template, and click on default. Or if you don't have a default there, just type in default and click save. And now this will actually set up all of my charts the same way. So I've got this on a H1 chart, and a Heikin-Ashi candles are set up. Let's go through the actual setup now and add all of these charts. So we've got right click on each symbol and add chart to the window. Now you can customize your chart as well any way you like, just to make it a little different. Or if you want to add any extra indicators or extra tools, that's okay as well. So I've added a couple of extra tools for myself, and I've got down here a status monitor, which will help me to show how many trades I've got closed for the day, week and month, and the total. And this will help me also with my trade setup to let me know how I'm going on the day, if I am going to break any of the rules of our trading setup. And also I've added the currency setting here, currency symbol on the bottom. You can add any other symbols you like. I've got the Heikin-Ashi candles, 2 moving averages. I've got a candle closing time, which is down the bottom corner. It tells me how long before the candle closes. Because I'm using a 1 hour chart, that's not really needed anyway, because we know that that candle is going to close at the top of each hour. And I've added the symbol on here as well, just so that I know which pair I'm trading. So now I will save this as my default template, and if I wanted to load this now, I can just click on default and that will load my template. And I need to load now for every pair, same setup, and this will be my trade setup that I'm going to be using for my demo. And there we have it. All of my pairs are set up now, the last one being gold at the end of my list, and these are all in alphabetical order now, so that I can go through each chart every day of my trading time and look for a possible setup. And this is how I'm going to do it. Just like this, go through each tab one by one and look for a possible setup. So what I'm looking for is a downward trend. I'm looking for 2 or 3 or 4 green candles, followed by a red candle with no bar above the top of it. And my entry point is going to be somewhere around here. Swing high is going to be my stop loss. So in this case, it's around about 100 pips or 1,000 points. And my take profit is going to be slightly more than 1-to-1. We do have I'm going for slightly higher than 1-to-1. For my take profit is because we have commissions and spread. I want to make a 1% profit on top of commissions and spread. So if I'm going for a 100 pip stop loss, my take profit is going to be about 102 or 103, maybe 105 pips, so that I'll make slightly more. If my stop loss is 25 pips, for instance, then I'll set my target or take profit for maybe 27 or 28 pips. Okay, now back to going through and checking each chart and looking for a setup. Now I'm doing this on a Sunday, so the market's actually closed today. Now we're going to get a setup, but how I find my actual setup. So here would have been a long opportunity. So we had one candle, went back to touch the 9 EMA and closed above. The first candle has got a wick on both sides, so I'm calling that an indecisive candle. But the next one is actually a green candle with no lower wick. So the entry would be at the close of that candle and the stop loss below the swing. And in this case, it is about 18 pips and my take profit would be about 20 pips. And you can see here, this went up to around about 38 pips. So we would have actually made our profit on that trade as well. The other thing that I do is select my trading time, and I trade the same time each day because I have a full-time job and I get home from work just before 5 o'clock each afternoon. I finish work at 4, get home at about 4:45, and I trade the London Open as my trading session, or the London session, basically looking at the London Open. So for me here in Sydney, Australia, the London Open starts at 5 p.m. and the New York Open starts at around 10 p.m. I think it is. So 10 p.m. my time is next set is 8 o'clock New York time, so Eastern Standard Time. So let's need is a tool to help us calculate our risk and reward for entering a trade. So I've headed over to the MQL5 website, and on the left hand side here I've clicked on utilities under MetaTrader 5, and over here looking at the free tab, there are actually a few different options here that we can select, and what we need is something like Do or this one. There's probably a few others that we can choose. Basically we want to calculate our risk by lot size. But let me try this one for starters and just see what it's like, if it'll work. And then here's another one I found. This one's called Trade Bro, and I think this one will probably do what we want to do. And I'll just quickly watch the video to see how this one works. And yeah, we can see here that we enter in our risk amount and we can pick our stop loss and take profit. So this will actually work. So let's try downloading that one from our MetaTrader 5. And to do this one, we want to do a search. So I'm looking for Trade Bro EA. Go back to my terminal, click on company. You need to be logged in over here. So log in first before doing your search. And we want to search for Trade Bro EA. Okay, found it and click download. Yes, I have MetaTrader 5. It will probably open this up in a new window for you, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about that too much. As long as you're signed in on this terminal, we should still receive it. So go over here, do a right click and refresh. We want to go down to market, and so this is, I think, where we need to install it. So, and check here, we've got click download. We have MetaTrader 5. It's opened up in a new window. Again, I'll just leave that one open for a moment. Refresh this page. This should be working, but I still don't see it here on my MetaTrader. Let me try closing, open it again and see if that actually helps. Now I had a little bit of trouble working out how to install it on my platform, but I have actually found it now anyway. And what I'm going to do, just quickly to show you how, we go to, so I actually clicked on community here, and we've got all experts indicators, and I just did a search here for Trade Bro, came up under utilities, and it says on here that it's free, and I've already installed it, but mine just came up with an option to add to my account. So I'll click on it, but now I've got open, and now I have here under expert advisors, Trade Bro. But let's close this window and we'll go back to Trade Bro. And to use this one, just drag it onto the chart. We want to We can leave most of these settings as default. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, so this one can actually move it around the chart. We've got lots or risk. We're going to change this and make it 1% risk. And stop loss, we can just set this up at the moment with default settings. So we've got stop loss and a take profit. We can click on buy or sell. Let's go for sell. So this will draw some lines on the chart for us, which we can then move. And this will actually calculate the lot size for us as well. Okay, let's just get one for a start. Try that again. If we're doing a sell, we just want to move the stop loss to the actual location that we want it to be. Take profit, it's the same way. We can actually modify. Okay, let's try a different way. And let's look for a pair which has kind of floats set up we can actually use. And it's not really much around to choose from. Let's say this is our setup. This isn't exactly right, but this is how we are going to do it. We're going to add TradeBro EA to the chart. We don't really need to change any of the settings here, I don't think, at this point. Let's hit OK to add it to the chart for starters. Click on lots and change that to risk. Just type in there 1 for 1% entry, and we will put in our stop loss and take profit here manually. So let's say we want to go above this swing high for the stop loss. This is, let's say above the blue EMA for the stop loss and above this swing high here. So we're looking at stop loss is, say, 85 pips. This is actually in points. So we want to do 85 pips for the stop loss and about 87 for the take profit. So let's type them in, 87 and say 85. We're doing a sell trade. Okay, let's try that again, 870, 850. Okay, so we enter these values in points, which is easy because we measure them by points on the chart. And then we just click send to place the order. So this won't actually work right now because the market is closed, but that is basically how we actually put our trade on. Once we've done that, we don't really need to keep this open any longer. We can just close the panel and remove it all together. So that is how we can set up the actual trade and calculate the risk when we get the right lot size. I think we should have got a message on here about the market closed, I think. No, just click the button and actually place the order because the market is closed. Here it is, market closed. And the last thing we need to do is to set up either a spreadsheet or even a text document is okay. What we want to look at is where to keep a record of our results. So for instance, we're going to go start. So we're going to have a starting balance, and we can put down here if we like which area we're trading. We don't really need to put that one down. We just need to put down if we have a win or a loss. So let's say our starting balance is $10,000. We can put a dollar symbol in here if we want, just to make this column dollars. And this line we can do for each trade. So if we have AUDJPY, we can say we lost $100. We can put down here a total if we want at some stage. And to do a total of this column, we can use the formula. So we can go equals sum, and we can just highlight this whole row, hit enter, and now we've got a total of what our balance is. We can change the color of the text if we want to, make it bold. And so now for each day, if we have we make $105, it's going to actually be total balance here for us as well. For the next day, we have minus 100 again, so there's a bit of a losing streak, minus 100. Then we won $103, $105, $100, $20, $105, $104. And the whole plan is to document our trades here on the spreadsheet so that we can keep track of what our record is. We can actually see from our terminal anyway what our balance is at the end of each day. But this is just something that you may be able to use to keep track of your profits and losses, so that you can check to see if you are reaching the top of $11,000, which is $1,000 profit, without actually stop loss, which is a $1,000 loss maximum on a $10,000 account. If you're doing the same test on a $100,000 account, just modify the values that you're using. So risking 1% on a $1,000 account is going to be $1,000 win or a loss each day instead of a $100 loss. So I think that's all we need for now. You can save that chart that's yourself. I'm not going to worry about it at this point, so I don't really need to do that right now. But that's all the details we need to set it up. And next thing now is to begin trading on this coming week. Like I said, I'm trading this on the session. Each week I'm going to take a screenshot of my trades as I enter as well, and give an update to this video of the actual results at the end. I make on weekly update, I'm not sure at this point, but let's see go on the first week. If you would like to keep track of how my progress is going here, hit the like and subscribe button and watch out for my videos for more information.